Hi, Namaste. My name is Henry Shadikaya. I come to you today as an animal rights activist that has been a vegetarian for 52 years now. I come to you as a devotee of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. I have made a 20-hour documentary on the life and teaching of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, and you can find this documentary on the YouTube channel of the great scholar, Mr. David Godman. Today, I would like to present you again a video that I've made about a year ago concerning the fact that Mooji is a non-vegetarian, and according to his ex-disciple that have written to me, he has encouraged people to eat meat, even people who were vegetarian, stating that in a world of enlightened beings, it does not matter if you eat meat or not. Now, this is a Jamaican man that claimed to be a representative of the teaching of Ramana Maharshi. Now, Ramana Maharshi was not only a pure vegetarian from birth, but he was known to be extremely kind, extremely loving to animals. He would say in his ashram, "Don't bother the animals. They were here before we were." Ramana Maharshi was born in a family of Brahmins. I have made a documentary from his birthplace in Tiruchirappalli in South India. Bhagavan was born right in front of a Shiva temple, and his mother and father and his family have been vegetarian for possibly thousands of years. The only person that Bhagavan said was liberated around him in his lifetime was his mother, the beloved Alagamal. And she was a pure vegetarian from birth till the end. For Mooji to say it's okay to eat meat, he completely goes away from the pure teaching of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, as you will see in this video. In the past, Mooji was upset with my video series and he sent his lawyers after me. But I want to tell you now, and I want to tell him, that my videos right now is about theology. It's about philosophy. It's about loving and respecting the loving memory of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. To eat meat or not to eat meat is a very big theological, philosophical, ethical subject that must be looked at, analyzed, if you are a true devotee of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. He should be ashamed to sit on his high chair with the picture of Ramana Maharshi at the right of his big chair, like he is a pure representative of the teaching of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, even saying, "I am in the lineage of Ramana Maharshi," which is a complete lie to deceive his ignorant and innocent followers. as explained by Mr. David Godman, there is no such lineage. There is no disciplic succession. You cannot say that you are in the lineage of someone like Bhagavan, who was in a state of complete samadhi all of his life. You might be inspired by his work, would be a better word. But what Mooji is doing by encouraging people to eat meat, by himself eating meat, is really disgraceful. It's insulting the divine memory of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. And if you are one of the so-called disciple, follower of Mooji, and you have decided to eat meat because Mooji says it's okay, I would like you to reconsider. I would like you to come back to what Ramana Maharshi says. It's really important to be a vegetarian if you are on the path to self-realization. Mooji, on this particular subject of being a vegetarian or not being a vegetarian, is completely wrong. He is misleading his followers. He's helping to participate in the global massacres of animals. And at the same time, he says, oh, I am a representative of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. And again, I'm going to use that word. It's complete bullshit. Now, if Mooji decides to send his lawyers after me, I will make sure to make videos so that the whole assembly of devotees of Ramana Maharshi can know what he has in his heart, what he has in his mind. So now, here's the video that I've made last year. So today I would like to focus on the fact that Mooji eats meat. I have received various emails from ex-followers of Mooji that told me that Mooji told them that it was okay to eat meat when you are awakened, when you have attained higher consciousness, then eating meat is okay. It doesn't affect you anymore. Well, this is totally contrary to the teaching of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi that he claimed that he represent. Mooji says in his video, Animals Suffering, Compassion and Waking Up, he said, it's not about if one is vegetarian or not. People that are vegetarian are not nearer to the truth. I do not believe a word that he says here. I have been a vegetarian now for 50 years and an animal rights activist with my beloved sister Marjolaine Jolicoeur, who also wrote several books on animal protections around the world. If you study the life of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, you immediately find that he absolutely loved animals. When I interviewed Mr. Sundaram, he told me that when he was a little boy, he would go visit Ramana Maharshi, and often Ramana Maharshi would have squirrel on his arm, even on the top of his head. Everybody knows about the extreme love that he had for the cow Lakshmi. He even said that Lakshmi was liberated after her death. Ramana Maharshi was a pure vegetarian from birth, and to this day the Ramana ashram only serve pure vegetarian food. What did Ramana Maharshi said about a vegetarian diet? He said that food does affect the mind, and for the practice of any kind of yoga, vegetarianism is absolutely necessary, since it makes the mind more pure and harmonious. So some fake guru like Mooji and others will tell you, well, once you're awakened, you don't need to be a vegetarian anymore. Does that mean that their mind is now at peace, pure, and harmonious? I don't think so. I think they are just making this up because they themselves love to eat meat. They love the taste of flesh. What kind of enlightened master is that? Vegetarianism is recommended in 1001 places in the Hindu scriptures and by great teachers and masters throughout time. In the yoga traditions, Master Shivananda said, saint, yogis, rishis who lived on a vegetarian diet conclusively prove that a vegetarian diet produces supreme powers both in the mind and in the body, and is highly conducive for divine contemplation and practice of yoga. The father of the great nation of India, Mahatma Gandhi, said, "The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated." The Buddha said 2,500 years ago, to become vegetarian is to step into the stream which leads to nirvana. The great Buddhist teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh, said, by eating meat, we share the responsibility of climate change, the destructions of our forests, and the poisoning of our air and water. The simple act of becoming vegetarian will make a difference in the health of the planet. And great geniuses of the past have also recommended a vegetarian diet, like Leonardo da Vinci, who said, "The time will come when men such as I will look upon the murder of animals as they look upon the murder of man." Albert Einstein said, "Nothing will benefit health and increase in the chance of survival of life on Earth as much as evolution to a vegetarian diet." Thomas Edison said, "Nonviolence leads to the highest ethics, which is the goal of all evolution until we stop harming all other living beings, we are still savages. And then there's the modern musician Paul McCartney, who said, if Slaughterhouse had glass walls, everyone would be a vegetarian. I will put a link to his video, Glass Wall, under this video. It is a very awakening experience to see that video. There's hundreds of quotes, if not thousands of quotes. If you Google who is a vegetarian in the present moment and in antiquity, the message is that living on a vegetarian diet really is beneficial for our spiritual quality of life. I think that Mooji is doing a great disservice to his followers and to humanity, claiming that he is a representative of Ramana Maharshi, a representative of the great Saint Sankaracharya, who was a Brahmin, a pure vegetarian from birth to death. A false teacher is like a blind leading the blind, and eventually they do fall in the ditch. Thank you very much.